Hey guys, new updates here on the digital panel, okay? For the Audi A3. So, for those of you who bought this panel here, it still had a few things to be adjusted, and among these adjustments, right, there are some things there that were missing from the adjustment. So one of the problems we had, right, that has now been updated and resolved, is that here, look, now it shows the autopilot issue that it didn't show before. So now you can see that you can go up 1 by 1 or go up by 10. That's the issue. And before it didn't show either. If you look here, look, it has this little pin, see? So, as you go down, look, the speed, that little pin goes down or goes up by 10, look. So, this was one of the things that was resolved in this update. So, for those who need to do this update, you can also do it here. Look, in the functions in the center of the panel, there was an option here, to refuel, but it wasn't perfect, okay? The measurement issue, so now it's perfect. Also the oil temperature, before it only showed the oil temperature, but it didn't show how much oil there is in the car, right? So now it can show the oil level, so if the level is low, if the level is high, for example, mine is 80%, right? So I need to top up the oil too. As for the battery issue, it was showing a little bit incorrectly, it's a small difference. But now it's showing perfect too. Hey, another problem that I had, which has now been resolved in this update, is the issue here that we couldn't reset, right, the trip parameters, time and everything else. Now it's been updated, because the original one had a physical button here that you pressed and it reset it. Now, a new way has been added so that you can make this change, okay? Also, one of the problems that some people reported, but it was because they didn't know how to configure it, is the time, right, that the time always reset when they turned the car off and on. But that had already been solved in the first version, but some people in the market didn't know how to solve it, right? So now it's possible. In this new version, it's already been solved, so those who didn't know how to do it will be able to solve it, but in the past, only those who really knew how to program the panel. Well, there it's also been changed to 320 km per hour, right, with the correct marking. And before, the speedometer was showing with a difference of 2 km, 3 km, right? Some people who didn't know how to program it correctly were showing it up to 5 km below. So, if the person was at 50, in fact, they were at 45, right? So, the people who came there to see the panel with me in the matter already programmed it correctly, right? That's a difference of 1 kilometer. So, if the person was going 50, in fact they were going 49 kilometers per hour, right? There are some more updates there that were made, that were added. The issue of the cell phone connection also now shows some better parameters, right? Another interesting issue that was already updated is that here now we have more panel options, okay? So there are new panel options there to be able to use, and also, right, the autopilot now appears in all the options, okay? The autopilot here shows here tiny in the corner, but this little white bar here in the center, look, now it also goes up there when you increase or decrease the autopilot, okay? And when you turn off the autopilot, it resets, and when you turn it on, it goes back. And there was also a delay, right, that was wrong. When you accelerated the yellow and red, when it reached 2000 revolutions per minute, it was already marking as if it was already up there, so it marked wrong. So now this has been updated as well, so now it's showing correctly. Well, these are some of the settings there that I've already changed, right? So it's already updated. Also the issue with the tank, it wasn't showing 100% perfect, now it's showing perfect. Exactly, right? The issue with the tank there. So there's already a lot of things there that were resolved in this new update, and there are some others still to be resolved and some updates there, right, that I'll put there in the future for you. More different layouts, other options there on the panel. even some personalized functions that only here at Nobre Motorsport will be able to offer to you, okay guys? So I hope you liked it. This here is the digital panel, right? For Audi A38V, it works for 1.4, 1.8, 2.0, Audi S3. And it's a 100% functional panel, now with some bugs they're already fixed as well, so to make everything perfect. And that's it, folks.